begin. I had just finished up coding, so managed to finally get this thing started. So let me just tweet live now. Live. I'm just curious, how did Tencent come up with the name for Trovo? It's like such a weird word, but it is definitely very unique. You certainly wouldn't have to worry too much about trademark issues for sure. Alright, let's see. I actually deliberately chose not to look at the markets today because all it was going to do is just make me mauled. But I did know that it was coming back slightly, but it's still kind of off. So I don't know if this is just simply a bounce back from, what is it called? A dead cat bounce on its way down further down, but I don't know. There's just a lot of crap going on. But the 24-hour volume is slightly higher, so hopefully that's a good sign. So since I'm a little late, because again I've been coding like crazy, let's see. US dollar purchasing power craters to 40-year low, debts and deficits explode. Well, if that's the case, then why is the dollar still kind of getting stronger? Like, shouldn't it be getting weaker? That's one of the things I always get confused about. Alright, let's take a look. Yeah, I feel pretty bad for Britney Spears. It actually sounds like she's a slave. Like what the hell? Okay, so says production at Vietnam plant. Yeah, I guess I don't care. All right, let's make sure we actually have the actual right data here. Okay, so markets are a little flat today, and no big deal. Bitcoin's kind of okay. All right, there's a dollar crash today, so that's good. Excuse me. And yeah, I've actually noticed that if I eat just a little too much meat, I actually notice that I actually maintain weight or maybe even gain a little bit of weight, or I have a very difficult time losing weight. So I definitely have to watch how much meat I take in, and that probably includes dairy too. Texas Senate passes GOP elections bill after Democrats left the state in protest. Okay, actually I do want to read that, so we're gonna definitely read that. Okay, so bonds got bought up a little bit today too, even though the dollar went down. So if I had to guess, people are still a little afraid, and maybe it was the Federal Reserve doing some, usual mumbo jumbo. AMC share price gets cut in half as reality sets in for meme stocks. Yeah, that's why I don't do meme stocks. I mean, I'm already in hot water using crypto, but at least I'm getting a decent cash flow from that. Also, after this stream, well, yes, I'm going to go back and code, but I'm also going to just simply send my final response to that asshole. I don't know why my lawyers are just taking for freaking ever to just look it over real quick and then send the response. But it's pretty obvious that everyone's just kind of bluffing, so I'm going to hope that that's enough. But if I have to file the lawsuit, then I have to file the lawsuit. I'm out $402. But that's okay. I'll give them like a week from today. Well, more like 5-6 days. Because I really want them to change the effing... I told this idiot Twitter to not show me that. I definitely just want to get them to change their stupid name. So, we'll see how that goes. Okay, I went over bonds. I went over the markets. Let's take a look at crypto. Alright, so volume is almost 65 billion. It's still pretty crappy, but it's a little better than it was before, and clearly cryptocurrencies are reflecting this. Hey, Miniwaza. Yeah, pretty good. I'm feeling better. Now that I'm finally gonna end this trademark bullshit one way or the other and just take matters in my own hands. It's clearly obvious that when I get richer, like, I definitely want to hire, like, some kind of like lawyer intern or something, and I just have my personal attorney. You just dropped $500 on Hotbit BNB. Okay, well, good for you. Yeah, Hotbit BNB has been doing really well. In fact, during this crap, Hotbit actually went up when everything else was going down. So that's actually really, really nice. Did you jump into... I don't know what MM coin is, so the answer would be no. Right now, I'm only in What coins am I in? I'm a little bit in Cardano, but it's not even anything worth mentioning. I have Pancake Swap, and I have Hotbit BNB tokens. Oh yeah, I got Baby Dog and Shiba Inu. Do I have to manually renew it every day? Yes. It's not auto compound. So you have to. So usually what I do is when I wake up in the morning, that's when I compound. And that's just how I do it. But yes, in order to get that sweet. Hold on, let's actually go over to Hotbit. Let's see. HTB. Where are you? HTB. Search farms. I have to have a thing here. So in order to get the actual APY here, oh wow, this thing has gone down. So to actually get this, you have to compound every day, like it says right here. Compounding 1 time daily. Coin is YouTuber's tech lead. It creates the coin. What? I don't understand. There's an coin on CoinMarketCap. Are you referring to this coin? Self-reported circulating. I mean, I don't know what this is. I mean, it's okay. So it's an Ethereum coin. I mean, it seems to do okay. It's worth a lot per coin. It's on Uniswap. I mean, I guess I don't really care. I mean, there's just so many of these, but I mean, it looks pretty stable. Okay. I do want to look at these because I want to get to this Texas article because Greg Abbott threatened to arrest all the Democrats for skipping town. Shapeshift to decentralize everything. Plans for largest airdrop in history. Oh, that's really good. Yeah, Shapeshift has always been awesome. I like them. Actually, we follow each other on Twitter too. Yeah, I mean, the coin is too expensive, so I don't want it. Right, look at Internet Computer, right? ICP. That thing used to be $400. Now that piece of shit is worth $38. You literally just lost 90% of your money. There's a reason why I don't like buying expensive coins. The exceptions are Litecoin, Dogcoin, and Bitcoin, and maybe Ethereum, like the big boys. Or Binance Coin. Like, in that case, the actual fundamentals behind the coin actually matter. Because I don't want my thing to disappear. Which is what happened to ICP. Now, ICP will probably still be a halfway decent coin, but it's going to take time. But again, I'm just going to wait till after this crash is over. Meaning we have the bull run this year, maybe it goes in next year, hopefully it does not. And then it crashes, and then I'll look at ICP. Did you get your free Space Jam NFT? No, I did not. That's too bad. I wouldn't mind getting some free NFTs, but I don't actually understand NFTs. But I guess I kind of don't really care because I'd be able to create my own anyway. Especially now that I've been working really hard on training myself in Unreal Engine. You know, this blueprint course, I'm flying through this blueprint course. Like, I'm already up to lecture number 33 out of, let's see, what's the last one? 71. So I'm almost halfway done. And obviously not all of these lectures are long. Some of them are like 4 to 6 or 7 minutes. Others go up to like 12 or 13 minutes. But, you know, once this stupid trademark thing is resolved one way or the other, or I sufficiently intimidate and threaten all my enemies, you know, because there are 2 enemies I have to deal with, but only one of them I've already informed. The other one is still kind of small, but I think it's actually just a kid. So I already have a different plan set up for him, but I want to do one asshole at a time. All the meme stocks are crashing today. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Also, I just don't care. You know, so I mean, I already got burned on GameStop earlier this year. I learned my lesson. All right, I lost like what, a few $100s or something like that. And I was like, you know what? This is effing G word. You know, fuck this stock. And that was it. Never thought about it since then. Bitcoin sell-off continues. Okay, is this accurate? Because right now Bitcoin's almost at 33 grand. Right? Yeah, it's at 32.8. Okay. Brazil now approves an Ethereum ETF. I assume Ether is Ethereum. Crypto platform launches new projects aimed at VTubers and gamers. What? I just call them YouTubers. Broker low Bitcoin velocity suggests Bitcoin may move to the downside. Yep. Price analysis, gold parents ban Skrill. Oh, Skrillex expands crypto wallet services. Yeah, because Skrillex has always been like very anti-establishment and anti-tribal global tribal banking clan. So I'm glad that Skrillex is stepping up here. Okay. Even on crypto, we can't escape this degeneracy. You gotta be careful what I say. ECB, European Central Bank, is looking to design a digital euro more energy efficient than Bitcoin. Yeah, just make a proof of stake coin and then you're done. Crypto exchange doesn't just help customers spend it helps them save. Bitcoin returns to critical. Yeah, these are, today's, BlackRock CEO signals low demand for crypto from long-term, and actually I do want to read that. Because I kind of like this thumbnail too. Man, they have some crazy good artists here. BlackRock said, we see very little in terms of investor demand for crypto, BlackRock CEO said, and institutional manager CEO Larry Fink declared Wednesday on Serious Score that buyers been seeing less crypto, recently seeing a massive drop for crypto. That's probably actually true, because if we look at this, crypto, look at this. It's actually almost back down to crypto winter numbers. Wow, that's a massive tank. That's actually really bullish. Demand is really shit, but the price is still like 33 grand essentially. That's actually really bullish. So hopefully that means things go up. Are you still using 808? No, I don't have it anymore. Because the project died, so why bother? I have JMC, 404, I have my own projects. And those aren't really, I mean, they're doing okay, but they're just really like lunch money. They don't provide income like it used to. Right? Because again, DeFi is where all the money is. It's not the traditional proof of stake coins. But I can't just abandon the projects, right, and screw everybody over. So I'm stuck paying the server hosting cost for the block explorers, which is like $24 $25 a month. Very, very irritating, but Bitcoin price return did the programming plan they make 3x of their regular jobs. Yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot more of that, because I actually wanted to do something like that. Unfortunately, I live in America, so it's not viable unless I become a big entertainment streamer, which obviously is not going to happen. That's why I'm just making games instead. So I create the product that streamers would want to utilize, not the other way around. I really wish I did that. I did this coding shit years ago instead of just trying streaming. Oh well. Bitcoin price returns to crypto bulls are procuring support 30K, blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, we're not reading this article. I'm just doing this for the thumbnail. Fig noted that specifically long-term retirement investors now appear to have less interest in crypto. In the past, you asked me about crypto and Bitcoin, and in the last 2 years, but not one person questioned me about it. Okay, by for a friendly stance, the Bitcoin is obtaining records for ownership of MicroStrategy, affirming an initial $425 million investment in Bitcoin 2020, and then continue buying more Bitcoin. Yeah, so BlackRock is still accumulating Bitcoin. BlackRock CEO previously delivered a positive comment about Bitcoin as well, despite the claim of alleged clientability. The international industry continues to be growing. Last week, Bank of America reportedly set up a crypto research team in response to growing institutional interest in digital assets. Okay, so this is good. So that means the people. So the more that these rich assholes get into Bitcoin and crypto and get more interested, the more they will be encouraged to start hyper pumping and dumping it. And then obviously we ride the pump and then we dump it before they start dumping. All right? And then we laugh at all the idiots who just think Bitcoin will go straight to infinity. It's just like the internet.com boom. Like everyone just thought everything was worth infinite amount of dollars. That's what always happens. Texas Senate passes GOP elections bill after the shitlibs leave the state in protest. The Texas Senate passed a Republican-led elections bill Tuesday night after dozens of House Democrats fled the state to avoid voting on the measure. In a party line 18 to 4, Senate Republicans passed a controversial bill that blah 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 will languish unless the return of the state before the 30-year call by Greg Abbott. Okay. Party line passed the this bill is just trying to attack me as may if they decamped to Washington D.C. on Monday and died to bid the quorum. The legislature will languish under the among the proposed included bill Tuesday are a ban on drive-through voting, limits on 24-hour voting options. Yeah, so like what Nick Fuentes has been saying before he got banned. The only way to actually reverse some of this bullshit is for Republican governors to actually man up for a change and actually start, taking control of the situation. So hopefully Greg Abbott and Ron DeSantis will be leading the charge, all right, and not just them. Because right now, when I really sit down and think about it, who actually is doing cultural shit besides myself? Like literally fucking no one else, right? And the people in the little town we do have, they're all busy like trolling me and doing racist neo-Nazi Wignat shit. So like our side is just like completely fucking useless. And you can't expect Nick Fuentes to do everything because he's got literally everything. He's literally banned from everything, and he's got like a million things to do. So it would just be nice if we had some effing help here. One of the proposals included in the bill passed Tuesday are a ban. Oh, I read that already. Democrats argue that bill proposed by our attack on voting rights. No, it's attack on Democrat fraud. But they can't say that. Republicans have broken their promise to other seniors. With election integrity. Blah 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 blah. Safe land, fresh grant pass voting rights, such as for people over here. Pull cards. See, that's the thing. Because they already took the election from Trump, right? All they have to do now is betray all. Because here's the thing: the Republicans conspired with the Democrats to get rid of Trump in 2020. So I kind of hope that the Democrats continue to get greedier, and then they betray the Republicans they worked with. And then the Republicans that are left will go, oh, maybe we shouldn't have fucked Trump over. Of course, it'll be too late for the country by then, but in a way, it's already kind of too late. So now we just need to get the maximum amount of value we can from a bad situation. So that these traitorous Republicans, think twice before selling us out. Joe Biden on Tuesday also delivered a major speech in Philadelphia, big lie, blah, 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 blah. And of course, all the big corporations are backing the Voting Rights Act. Now that I'm going through the trademark stuff, I'm actually beginning to understand. I mean, I mentioned this before. I think it was yesterday or a couple streams ago. But it is understandable why big corporations are in favor of completely fucking over conservatives, both directly and indirectly. There is no political solution. But I mean, the only political solution is your local and state politics, which is why Texas and Florida will be leading the way. Hopefully other Republican states as well. I don't know what the equivalent is called in England, but I'm pretty sure you got the same thing there. I mean, I'm sure Nigel Farage is, hard at work, right? Ugh, my throat. I'm just curious. Does Google know that I mean Nigel Farage? Yeah. Okay. Oh, good. It's about to rain, so I can save money and turn off my AC pretty soon. Yeah, I'm still following him. Okay. Funny enough, when I go to my following just to check to see if any asshole I followed unfollowed me back, like, I don't really see Nigel Farage there. Or maybe I just skip over it. Okay, so he's talking about migration. That's good. Good morning, Great Britain, or something like that. To discuss the violent scenes at the stadium on Sunday. I don't watch soccer, so I don't care. Okay, so at least he's still hammering immigration and stuff. That looks extremely tasty, by the way. I know that's spinach. That's probably cheese, and I think that's like, I forgot what that's called, but I know it's a special Italian tomato. And then there's just, I want to say that's cheese pizza with like an X of tomato sauce over it. Now I'm hungry. Yeah, it's a pizzeria. Alright, yeah, I'm really hungry. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, the hard part is I think if Farage went after the lockdown shit and the masks, he would probably get banned off of Twitter. Let's see. Nigel Farage. I always thought he had two R's. Well, I was confusing it with the word barrage, which has two R's. Is he on Gab? Yeah, he's not on Gab. Oh, Getter is advertising now. That's hilarious. You can't link out to Twitter. That's funny. I mean, I guess Trump has a good reason for that, but I really don't like it, which is why I'm not using Getter right now. Maybe I should reconsider. Well, I guess we could take a look. Getter.com. Is that my URL? No. Great. I have to figure this out. Oh man. 7 0 0. Yeah, there's like nothing here. I mean, that's why. Yeah, that's why I'm not using it, because I can't grow. So. All right, that's my thumbnail for the video. Constitutional monarchy. He has Getter is sus. Getter is not suspicious, but I just don't like using it. I'd rather have Gab, you know, to be honest. And on top of that, I really just don't know what Donald Trump's problem is. He needs to get on Gab. He needs to start funding like Ron DeSantis and Greg Abbott. He needs to stop, you know, with the fucking vaccine shit that he's been doing. And he needs to stop complaining. You know, because Trump literally is sitting on a winning hand and he keeps just throwing it away. And it's actually very frustrating. He's got all the money, fame, and influence, right, that is needed. Like, America could turn around within 6 to 12 months, period, very easily. But nobody's doing it because everyone's balls are being held by, you know, global peanut, right, the tribals, right, the pieces of shit who are also treating me like shit right now. Right, but they pretend to be like, oh yeah, we support conservatives, we support Republicans, we support America first, quote unquote. Yeah, Trump is pushing the thing. Yeah, I know. It's just so frustrating and tiresome. And it's actually raining right now. I can actually hear a little bit of thunder rumbling and the rain, and I can see the rain. So that's actually nice. Even though, yeah, I better be careful about reading that, because obviously I'm streaming on YouTube. But yeah, exactly. But I think for the most part, most people are still alive, even though they're taking the vaccine. I don't know what the actual percentages are from complications. I would have to say maybe 1 to 5%. It could be a lot more, but obviously we're not going to really know the answer to that just yet. It's disgusting, to be honest. He must have access to the info. Well, I mean, Trump is just retarded, and he's being misled by Jared Kushner. So, I mean, I just don't know. I don't know what else can be done. And of course, Trump's got a massive ego, which is just, there's a reason why the Bible says don't have an ego or something along those lines. Like, what was it called? Pride is a really bad sin or something. Like, this is why, and we're all suffering because of it. The elite rich doesn't care about you. It doesn't matter what country you live. Yeah, pretty much. Because the elite rich all work together. Because they all have a common goal. Oh yeah, so I'm not sure if you watched my video or you were there. You were definitely not there, but I was talking about, it was a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday, I don't remember. I talked about like how I'm going through a trademark dispute right now with some asshole in Greece, or at least supposedly he's in Greece, and I'm an American citizen. So I use that as an example of what happens if I scaled something like that out to like a global thing. Like, let's say I was a multi-billion-dollar company. It would actually be in my interest to push forced vaccinations and other sorts of undemocratic shit just to weaken people like that asshole in Greece who's infringing on my trademark. Because he'll have less money. He'll have, well, first he might actually just die from side effects. He'll have less money and he'll have less power. In every way imaginable, and then he cannot challenge my dominant multi-billion position. That's a pretty simple example, but that's essentially what is happening. Trump is a man. We can't treat him like a baby. If he's wrong, he's wrong. I know, but I'm gonna actually probably start attacking Trump more once I actually get stronger and bigger, and like my game is, you know, getting some traction. Because I need to move away from, you know, a right-wing political audience. You know, that's why you're also trying to see me add more. Well, I mean, I'm trying hard to add as much video game content as possible about the game, like what I'm learning in Unreal. Plus, I need to add more content to my Dragon Flare Studios YouTube account as well to keep building it up. you know, because people are just, you know, ripping my shit off trademark wise because they don't see much there. Like, oh yeah, I could just steal the guy's thing. Trump lost the election due to he is crazy to act like a normal person. He can win the election. It's not that he's crazy. It's that Trump was retarded. He's not crazy. Trump is retarded. And he's retarded because he listens to his, you know, backstabbing piece of shit son-in-law, Jared Kushner. But you're not allowed to talk about that. So, I don't know. And the fact that Trump still is listening to... I don't even want to get into it because all it's going to happen is just make me angry. But, yeah, I mean, Trump's just doing a lot of problems, right? He's suffering from a lot of problems, you know, because all he's doing is just complaining about the problem. He's not actually providing a solution. He's not thinking of a solution. Like, I don't know what the hell happened to the Trump that would always win. Now he's just acting like a complete loser. And the results show. Like, and now Lynn Wood's going to be in trouble. Sidney Powell's going to be in trouble. A lot of people are going to be in trouble. And of course, Trump being, you know, uncreative and unempathetic, he's just going to abandon all the people that supported him, including Rudy Giuliani too. So it's like, for all the faults of the Democrats, ultimately the loss of 2020 really does rest solely on the shoulders of Trump, because he literally could have fixed this whole problem, take a lot of flack for it, but at least still be a two-term president and chug along. But instead, he chose to be, you know, a cuck, essentially, right? And he's still shilling for a certain country, foreign country that I can't name or even hint at. And it's the same people that stabbed him in the back. It's so excruciatingly frustrating. Now, you can't see my expressions because the camera's off, because I have my shirt off, but, you know, just picture an angry-looking Chinese man that's frustrated. Well, not angry-looking, but more frustrated-looking. Just so mad. You heard graded sugar, Super Mario 64 video games sold 1.3. Who pays the... I have no idea what you're talking about. Are you talking about a Super Mario 64 NFT? I wonder what kind of NFT that is then. Like, was it the original copy or the original source code that was verified by Nintendo? US dollar purchasing power craters to 40-year low. Debts and deficits explode higher. Okay. So so it makes sense that the dollar would crash today then. But the thing is, the dollar's been surging like crazy, so it was due for a pullback anyway. Also, I need to take a screenshot of this real quick. Let's see, yeah. Just because I'm going to process the thumbnail for this video. Because I've noticed, because I've actually started not only adding titles and descriptions, like a summary of what this video is going to be about for the day, but I also started adding the, you know, Cointelegraph graphics. It actually is helping a lot. This channel is actually growing, you know, which is shocking to me. Super Mario regular video games Google search. Yeah, I'm just not interested. Maybe some other time.
Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Manarino. It is still Wednesday, July 14th, 2021, and this is my just lovely post-market wrap-up. We have a lot of stuff to talk about, as usual, but, you know, it's more dog shit, wrapped in cat shit, soaked in cow puke. Yeah,
Great,
that's
I'm already
exactly
getting
what it
hungry.
is. And after the testimony today of Yellowstone Powell before, you know, our representatives, I mean, it just makes me want to, you know, freak out. But I think you all know that. More of the same nonsense on that end of it, and we'll get to there in just a moment. Let's talk about the market real quick here. So, you know how this played out today. Pretty extraordinary. Earlier, pre-market futures were down across the board. And then, of course, we get Yellowstone Powell coming out here basically explaining that the Fed's going to continue to buy it all, regardless of anything else. That's really the truth. And that's pretty much what carried over later on in the day. It's astonishing to me. You know, it's not transitory anymore, inflation. It's, you know, it's going to moderate after, you know, an indeterminate amount of time. It's only been like 6 months. So, well, of course, there's no timeline, there's no anything. And it's kind of revolting to hear our so-called representatives not ask any real questions today. If you did catch some of this, if you were unlucky enough, why is it, in your opinion, that not one single member of Congress today, our representatives, asked about the exploding debt to GDP ratio, how the Federal Reserve is literally buying it all? I just don't understand it. I really don't, but I'm going to leave that up to you. So let's go back to this market. So what happened after, again, we had stock futures negative, which reversed positive after Yellowstone Powell said, don't worry about it. We're just going to keep supporting the economy. He means market, and destroying the dollar. We're going to talk about the dollar too. Some big news here today. So the Dow put on a gain, the S&P 500 put on a gain, the Nasdaq finished slightly negative. Let's talk about the dollar. The dollar got hit pretty hard today after testimony from the Fed. He's not concerned about inflation. They're really not. Although they are way, way, way above their target. The producer price index making an historic move higher today, of course. More and more retailers coming out of the woodwork saying, oh, no, we're going to be passing all of these costs on to the consumer because, our CEOs, they need that big fat bonus. Of course, that's the way it always works. You know that. I told you.
Yep.
The well-off and the rich, they're going to do great while the middle class gets erased. That's the truth. Gold and silver, on top of the cratering dollar today, did very well. Cryptocurrencies recovered and ended relatively flat. They were down earlier. Crude oil surprisingly took a big hit today, about 3%.
I didn't notice it.
Will not last. Crude oil is the lifeblood of the military-industrial complex. You all know that. The 10-year yield, stable. But you have to understand, too, when I always, literally always, refer to the debt market. The debt market. It's kind of like a broken record in my head. I talk about the yield curve. It's flattening out, pointing towards an economy that is in free fall. But the debt market isn't real. Again, we have the Federal Reserve who's rigging the entire yield curve. Okay, forget about just the federal funds rate. The Fed is buying all the debt. They are the largest purchaser of debt on the planet. Okay, so it's not real to a very, very large degree, although you do need to watch it to get clues as to where cash is moving. Understanding the concept, for example, that when you have rates artificially suppressed like this, okay, for now over an entire decade, what does it do? By design, it pushes cash into risk assets. I'm talking about equities or the stock market, therefore inflating a bubble. You understand? It's very simple. So you must watch where cash is moving through the markets. And this is how you stay ahead of the curve, okay? Period. Now I want to talk about a bunch of stuff, news that we got today. Let's talk about the news that we got today. So the U.S. budget deficit now hit its largest shortfall. No, I'm sorry. Its second largest shortfall in history. And as I have explained to you, debts and deficits are going to continue to balloon with no end in sight. Guess who's making up the difference? Where do these shortfalls come from? Who pays for it? Well, the Federal Reserve. It's borrowed by the Fed and it's put on your back. You understand? I think you understand that too. So the second largest budget shortfall in history. Just lovely here. We also found this out with regard to the U.S. dollar purchasing power. It suffered its largest loss of purchasing power, the U.S. dollar, in 39 years. 39 years. Okay, a lot of you probably aren't even 39 years old. Lovely, isn't it? I just happen to be 55. Anyway, so that's a second piece of news here. And then we heard from the European Central Bank regarding digital euro more control. So this is what came out of the mouth of the European Central Bank. This having a digital euro, okay, would allow consumers to pay without the need for banknotes or coins. Lovely. It's all about control. Just like I told you yesterday. The Bank of International Settlements talking about how they're planning on absolute control. People, that's their words. I did not make that up. Absolute control. That's what central banks want. That's what they're going to get. Now let's move on here. Talking about Yellowstone Powell and his testimony before our, what's the right word here? Mentally retarded. I'm sorry. That's what they are. They're mentally retarded members of Congress who don't serve our interest whatsoever. Okay,
Did you watch the CPAC meetup in Dallas? I did not even know. I didn't even know Nick Fuentes was filming that. I mean, I saw the conference that he gave. Kind of crappy audio, but he had to get it on last minute notice, so I can't really complain. But no, I wasn't aware that it was streamed. Also, I just never watched CPAC because it's a completely worthless event.
serve the corporate agenda. That's it. You don't matter. Not at all. So, Powell said right off the bat that Federal Reserve monetary policy remains a...
What can you explain to me what drama? I mean, I know they escorted Nick Fuentes out, but that's about all I know. If that's what you're referring to.
Appropriate, meaning he's going to continue to buy assets, a minimum of $80 billion per month in treasuries and $40 billion in mortgage-backed securities. Okay, it was interesting. One person did ask an interesting question with regard to buying mortgage-backed securities. I have explained to you that the Federal Reserve, by buying at least, this is the floor, $40 billion of mortgage-backed securities every month, is supplying artificial demand to the market, henceforth why we have a housing bubble that is beyond belief. Now, Powell kind of sidestepped this, and he downplayed that the Federal Reserve is indeed causing artificial demand. So let me ask you, though, since I know all of you are really smart. Powell kind of sidestepped this, and he downplayed that the Federal Reserve is indeed causing artificial demand. So let me...
Oh, okay. Jordan B. was drunk again. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Also, actually, wasn't he... Well, I guess he's out of the hospital. Also, a lot of people on Twitter were complaining about how some of the Groypers were dressed at the meeting. I don't understand. I mean, Groypers were dressed in nice slacks or business suits, right? I mean, this doesn't sound like anything important. Unless it's my old enemies, like the Cartergate types, right? Or anybody that's ever attacked me was causing problems. Yeah, I probably wouldn't even care.
Let me ask you, though.
Besides, I kind of already know that it's completely useless in the end anyway. There's only a couple things that actually matter. Everything else is just noise. So, if people are just going to these events just to make a name for themselves instead of actually helping Nick Fuentes and True America First, oh man, I just lost my train of thought. But basically, that's the only thing that matters. If you're going for any other reason, you're either wasting your time, or worse, you're probably just trying to leech off of Nick and the movement, which I don't like. But, unfortunately, there's not much I can do about that either.
Since I know all of you are really smart, if an entity out here, the Federal Reserve, is buying at least $40 billion per month of mortgage-backed securities, can you explain to me, really, seriously, somebody out here, how this is not providing artificial demand? How does that work? Does he mean that if he stopped buying, if the Fed stopped buying $40 billion of mortgage-backed securities, then everything would just be exactly the way it is? How about no? You see, this is what they do. It's a freak show. He did go on to talk about his powerful tools. Really big, fat, powerful tools. It's unbelievable. Yeah. He did also say that housing prices, going back to housing, are moving higher at a quick pace. I wonder why that's happening. Maybe because the dollar is plunging with regard to purchasing power. Oh, maybe that's it. Yes, everything's inflating. It's unbelievable. Let me see here. I pretty much covered it. I mean, he went on and on and on. And then how about this new thing? This $3.5 trillion budget deal that they're putting together right now. Oh, that's really going to be great. Where are we getting all that cash from? Oh, we don't have it. Comes from the Fed. They're going to create it out of thin air. And guess what that's going to do? Create more inflation. Just lovely. You see, you have to understand. The government works for the banks. And the Federal Reserve is determined to inflate. People, no guy out here anywhere has explained to you that the central bank's end game, their goal, is to continue to inflate on a scale that's biblical. And that's exactly what they're doing. They're not going to stop. And they're being helped by our representatives because they represent us. They want to help the American people. They've sold out the nation and the world to the banks. The banks are the government. The central banks rule the world. All right, that's all you need to know. Nothing else matters. That's it. And we've lost. There's no way to turn this around. Understand that. None, zero. They've already eliminated most of the largest part of the population, and that was the middle class. You understand? Just like I explained to you from like over a decade ago, a new feudal system, extreme haves, extreme have-nots. Sound familiar to you? Well, it really should, because we are there. Anyway, people, all right, look, that's it. Lots of important stuff in this video as usual. Please share my work. I don't have social networks anymore. I count on you to post my stuff on Facebook, Twitter, and wherever else you want to post this stuff. Like I told you, we're a team, and I need you.
Yeah, and I've said this. Okay, he's pretty much done. And I've said this before. You know, he should not have censored himself off of the net, especially off of Twitter. There was no reason for that. You know, he's just doing the hard work for them. You know, because it doesn't. I mean, like, what I'm referring to is Greg, because he deleted his Twitter after he got temp banned by Twitter, and then he thought it would be a good idea to delete his Twitter instead as a so-called act of defiance. The problem is, yeah, I mean, that Twitter would have loved nothing more than to get rid of him. You know, because Twitter's already making their money. They already have plenty of monopoly power, and a lot of people use it. Right? Now, I imagine Getter might actually siphon some of that user base off a little, I guess. But, I mean, again, the tribe already has control of everything. And eventually they'll probably get control of Getter as well, because they'll put enough pressure on Jason Miller and Trump to ban certain criticisms of a certain country that we cannot name or hint at, right? So it's the same bullshit all over again. I forgot where I was going with this point, though. Let me think. But yeah, you just have to, like, you know, just resist as much as you can. Alright? You just make it as expensive and as annoying for the other guy as possible. Of course, it'll piss them off more. But, I mean, they're probably going to get pissed off no matter what anyway. So, okay. I need to send that response letter, then I need to get back to work. Also, my stomach's growling a little bit. I really cannot stand how much I need to eat, but oh well, that's just how it goes. So, let's see. Alright, we'll see what happens with crypto. I mean, yeah, it's up a little bit, it's recovering a little bit today, but will it recover again later this week? I don't know, because that grayscale unlocking crap is still there. However, hash rate Bitcoin dips a little bit. Alright, let's just look at this trend here. But hopefully it just keeps going up and up and up. So, you know, the more it goes up, then that means the faster those Chinese miners are getting back up. And look at that, 32.9. So maybe it'll actually recover a little bit today. You know, but at least break above 33 grand, that would just be fantastic. What's the value of Pancake right now? Pancake, $14.09. Okay, great. And Shiba Inu is already recovering very nicely. Let me check Hotbit. Baby dog is at, so it says 275 nano tethers. Let me actually refresh. Okay, looks like their website's down again. Alright, whatever. I got a lot of work to do, so I will see you all tomorrow, which is Thursday, so hopefully things will be a little better. And yeah, well, I'm about to start a massive potential war with this trademark response, but oh well, everyone's just going to be a massive F word, then I'm going to be a bigger asshole. That's just how it goes. You know, like my lawyer said, everyone threatens legal action, but almost no one ever executes on that. And he even suggested just not worry about it until like next year when their game comes out. But if that's the case, then that probably means, you know, I should be in a pretty good spot. Because the more damage I do now and make him waste all his money, the more he's just going to eventually be like, you know what, this isn't worth it. I might as well just change the fucking name. You know, because, you know, because the money that should be going into the game will be spent fighting me. And it's just going to be completely futile. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. I will see you all tomorrow. And, well, let's just hope Jesus hasn't, well, he hasn't abandoned us, but, you know, we could use a lot more help than we currently have.